Hi there, I'm here with Jos Bastiaans, who's Director of Netherlands-based textile print specialist Print Unlimited. He's been involved in digital textile printing since the early days and was even involved in developing the first inkjet plotter for textiles back in 1989. So what he doesn't know about textile printing really isn't worth knowing. I'm here today to pick his brains on the subject. Jos, as we've just mentioned, you've been involved in digital textile printing since the early days. Can you perhaps take us through some of the key milestones that you've witnessed in the marketplace?
Well, it started, I think, with inkjet on paper. Of course, inkjet is very old, but then it became available digitally on paper. Hewlett Packard was one of the first. And then people wanted to chase the next one, was color, the CMYK printer, and again on paper. So then we talk, say, the end of the 80s, beginning 90s. And then we started to get textile ink into the systems.
Yeah.
Of course, 4 colors, and but that was not enough to make rich textile colors. So that was mid-95, I think, then there were 8 colors. And then also the roll-to-roll printers came, because it was all sheet-fed, sample pieces. And then again, it was speed, 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 I think until 2011, the ITMA. That was really a breakthrough, as I see it, that the machines that came there, the 200, 300 meters per hour, until the incredible machine of MS that runs, I think, a few thousand meter per hour. Yeah.
For existing wide format printers then, what do you think are the major opportunities afforded them by moving into textile printing?
I find a very difficult question to answer, because I'm more a marketeer and I have a technology background, but you can invent what you want. It doesn't mean you sell it. So I think for every individual company must look where are its strengths and where are market opportunities. So then thinking wide format is a very narrow look. Is something you must think out of the box. So you must think, what is your skill? Is it printing? Is it turning around images to a carrier? Is it that you're very good in advertising? And use all these to break through. So the potential is big, but it doesn't mean you're well positioned.
In the UK, in terms of textile printing, beyond soft signage, there really hasn't been that much diversification. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think every businessman is understanding his customers, otherwise he's not there anymore. That's the simple rule. So I think it's more that we industry watchers see there's a big market developing, or it's luring out there, you can take it, this is the way we talk.
Yeah.
But who is really the best owner for this market? Is it the real traditional textile printers that buy a digital wide format printer but know a lot about textile? Or is it the graphic arts roots based wide format printer who is good in media and crossing a message on a media, who now runs into textile because wide format printing is the key? So what is the key to open this market? And I think it's not wide format. That is not. If you just think wide format, it's not. It's that the market is there and needs printed materials. Yes, a wide format printer is a very good printer, otherwise he would not exist. But now he must print on a total set of different materials.
Print Unlimited, together with the La Moda brand that you acquired last year, works across fashion, theatre, interiors, and obviously have digital print as well as screen print. Can you perhaps tell us a little bit about your strategic thinking there?
I always try to focus on the market, a service, and then please the customer until he buys from me and stays with me.
Yeah.
So that means that I even forget the first two when I can do the last one. But I try to find the customer by selecting a market and a service. Because when I go offer you as a printer that I can print the least you expect, that I can print very well. Otherwise I wouldn't offer. If you go to an ice cream seller, you think he has damn good ice cream. You're not looking to, could he make ice cream? Maybe you don't even think he makes ice cream. You just say, I want a chocolate, or I want a strawberry, or I want cream on it, and can you make a nice sorbet or something like that?
Yeah.
So you think about the service and the joy. So the customers that are there that look for textile are looking for a functional textile. So we focus on functional textile. And then we go to a market and say, hey, the interior market might be interesting, but we maybe gain 1% revenue per year on when you have a pie chart, and we are into fashion very well. And now I want to open a second market. It's going step by step every year, because I go in with an offer and then I understand I need to change it a little bit, and I need to service the customer, and I hope he is recommending me to others and so on. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, a lot of it's got to do with investing time, longer term, in terms of researching your markets, as much as buying the kit and having the investment in the kit.
Yeah, I always, there's a saying, time to market. My saying is time to money. So I always choose the shortest way to money, because when you pay me, I'm sure I'm worth the service. So you pay me and I deliver. When you're then happy, at least I have one customer. Of course, I must not do this for one customer, but the idea there are 1,000 more that fit in your area. Yeah. So when I do it well for you, how can I do it well for 10, 100, and so on? So that is all about the service for me. So that is the real focus. This is the customer that fits into that market. So now I must please this customer.
What kind of customer profile then does Print Unlimited have, and how exactly did you build that profile? How did you get to the customers, etc., in the first place?
The grass is always greener at the neighbors. Yeah. So you're in the market and you think, oh, this media guys, they have it very easy. They only print on a piece of paper and ready. Yeah. And I'm washing, I'm ironing, I'm stupid. But you don't know really what the crux are of that market. For us, we have chosen to do real textile. That means wet processing instead of only dry, because we know technology-wise it was much more difficult. It was much more a challenge. So we could, when it was really catching up, we would have a strategic advantage. We could defend our position better, and would be better. We must be better than the others. Otherwise, why would somebody work with me? Then the fashion market was there, because the fashion is really like news. It's only half-year news. Like a newspaper is every day. The graphic arts market is much faster, 300 times bigger than the fashion market. Yeah. But they look for something new, something extravagant, a lot of colors they want to express. Then the next market is interior, because they look to fashion. And they kind of translate it a bit more damped, not so heavy, not so strong signal, but they take over the trends from fashion. But it has to last longer. You don't buy a couch or curtains every 6 months. So basically, we found fashion market, the first one, to embrace digital, because they want to have their own signature and their own style. And we think interior is the next one. So that's the two we are working on, most of it. Yeah.
I mean, how much time and effort do you have to put into doing that legwork, that research, to find out, is it a really long, expensive process to try and work out just who you should be speaking to?
I think it's the textile market is very big, but very, very, very scattered. If you know, in textile, there's not one market leader. No. There's no one. There's no Canon, or there is no Mercedes, there is no Microsoft. Tell me a brand that has more than 1% of the market. There is no one. Levi's, H&M, M&S. Yeah, you know these brands, but they're so big. They know every tenth of a penny you may spend on textile, because they know everything. They are very integral companies. And then the midfield, it's so scattered. They're even fashion themselves. They only live for 6 years and then they change the name. Or they just die and come up again. So it's a very hard to read market. I think the biggest challenge for a wide format printer that is coming from graphic arts is that the buyer in textile is not the final payer. The buyer in the media market is the final payer. So if I need a banner for the show, I go to a printer and he makes a great banner and I pay him. I don't need to sell the banner. I just hang it at my booth or my artwork or my flags or whatever. Yeah. So the customer he's talking to is actually the last paying one. In textile, it's a fashion brand. The fashion brands need to sell to a shop. The shop needs to sell to the consumer. But that's a push market. And that's very dangerous. So now there's no pull. Like, I want to go to a show, so I need 6 banners. No, it is, I'd like to make a new collection. Maybe your prints can be in. Okay, you're lucky, you're in. Now he's offering this to the shop owners. The shop owners come and visit the fashion shows and say, I don't like your collection. And they were all good. But he doesn't pick. Now, if the shop owner picks, then he displays this to the consumer. But the consumer says, I don't like it, I shop at the neighbors. And he doesn't sell. So, because it's a selective process, it's a push process, there's an over-demand on textile, and the consumers have an overwhelming choice. And if you don't deliver, they go to the next shop within 5 minutes. Yeah. So they don't stick to your brand or whatever, they just buy what they like. So that is the difficulty about the market. It's so fashion-based. There is the real consumer who buys is very far away, and you have to treat with people or trade with people that say, well, I have to take all the risk because I don't know if I sell to the shop owners. And the shop owner says, I have to take all the inventory. And I don't even know if I sell this brand. So there's a tremendous pressure on price and risk avoidance. So it's a very, very totally different market than, I think, the media buying market, where you talk to a PR guy or somebody that's on traffic or even a media manager or whatever. Yeah.
So what would be your key message, Jos, to wide format printers looking to get into the textile arena?
Well, I would rather rephrase the question.
Okay.
I think somebody should look in which market is he strong and what technology is he good, how to use it, what service is he best, and diversify from there. Yeah. Not look to wide format, but look to your market, to the kind of service, because that is with people, that's in you, and what kind of technology are you able to handle very easy because you are competent, and then diversify from there. And then for me it's a question, or if a wide format printer, you can just hop over into a textile market, because he needs to change his way of service, he needs to change his equipment, and he needs to change the market. Now, if you look in the market book, they always, by diversifying and sell more to a current customer. I know it's difficult. Okay, the same offer to another market, that might be, or a new product in the same market. That is the most safest way to grow.
Hence the soft signage.
Yeah, growth. But if you say, I change my market, I change my technology, and I change my service, you're looking close to death. Yeah. Risks. Yeah. Of course, some cross the valley. I think that has just potential. Like there's potential in electric batteries. Why would we go for electric batteries? There's a lot of potential. You know, all the cars, if you can make a battery that is lasting 2 times longer, you're a billionaire. But yeah, you don't, huh? Because battery has nothing to do with wide format. But I can tell you there's a battery in a wide format printer. See, so I think that just that there's potential, it doesn't mean you're the best dressed, fit for that competition person. I think they should look from a marketing point of view.